Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily FX market review for the trading day ending at Wednesday, September 30th. Firstly to the Euro US dollar, and here we see a change of trend today. This candle, second last one on the chart here, has formed a lower high and a lower low, and for the third consecutive day finding resistance at the Ichimoku cloud, testing up just to the bottom of the cloud and being strongly rejected from there with the sellers taking control, and that was off the back of the market rallying into the cloud on an indecisive doji candle. Confirmation of a change of trend is here today, but we have seen the sellers lose some commitment down at the 111.60 area of support. This region has been tested on multiple occasions. We have just breached through there in the previous and failed to follow through, and now we are finding some support just around that region again, so we will be watching 111.60 very carefully to see whether it continues to hold as support. A bearish breakout down below here at the moment will not have the cloud trading below it as it did the last few times that we saw the market testing down below there. So the strength of the support just down through the 111.60 region may be quite a bit weaker than it was previously, but I suggest we do need to wait for potentially a bearish breakout and then some strong bearish follow through to confirm. If we do see that, we could see the Euro US dollar extending down further than the swing lows that we've seen here in the recent past. To the hourly chart with the Euro US dollar, and the market opened on a fairly positive note, opening up above each of the Ichimoku indicators, but then halfway through the session we saw strong selling come into the market to breach down through the important middle pivot point support and the Kijun-sen, with the market trading down through the Ichimoku cloud towards the end of the day and testing down very close to the second pivot point support level. Throughout most of that time and that strong bearish trading, we saw the Tenkan-sen holding as resistance, and at the moment for the new session that has opened, we are continuing to see the Tenkan-sen hold as resistance, although in this candle that is currently developing we are just trading above there. Any bullish breach up above the Tenkan-sen could easily see the market trade to the middle pivot point level 111.98, to the Kijun-sen at 112.08, or to the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud at 112.14, but we may see some very strong resistance coming in around those areas. Any strong selling off the Tenkan-sen resistance could easily see the market trade down to the 111.34 first pivot point support level, or to the second at 110.93. The third level does seem quite extreme, down at 110.29, and suggests that we'd have to have some rather unexpected news for the market to trade down through to there, or some event take place, but certainly looking at an extreme down around that region. To the US dollar, Japanese yen, and here we continue with this uninteresting trading that the market's been going through for the last couple of weeks, finding resistance once again above the 119.85 level and above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, trading just down below the 119.85 level that was previous resistance, again failing to close above there. Possible test down to support at 119.20, but this market is terribly uninteresting. What we need is either a bullish breakout up above the Ichimoku cloud, and the opportunity is there whilst the cloud is quite thin, and a breakout up above the 112.14 level, or the market trade down through these support levels, and in particular through the 118.90 area. But at the moment the market is congesting between the strong overhead resistance and the solid support just below. To the hourly chart with the US dollar, Japanese yen, and at the opening of the session we saw the market finding strong support at the middle pivot point level and at the Kijun-sen indicator, rallying to find resistance at the cloud, selling off to find support at those areas once again around the middle pivot point level, rallying to just test above the Ichimoku cloud, breaking out up above, but a lack of follow through, didn't see the trend develop further to the upside. The market then sold off to find support once again around that middle pivot point level, and then ended the session trading within the Ichimoku cloud, giving us a neutral market in big picture terms. The inability of the market to break out up above the cloud in a bullish manner suggested that there was a very good possibility of us seeing the market sell off. At the moment, the market is still trading within the cloud, giving us still a neutral market in big picture terms. There is an opportunity here for the buyers or the sellers if they're strong enough. What we want to see would be either a bullish breakout to the upside, but bearing in mind that just at the top of the cloud we have the middle pivot point level and the Kijun-sen, so the resistance above is very strong, and we don't have those indicators down around the bottom of the cloud. So the opportunity here is greater for the sellers if they're strong enough. So we want to see bearish breakout and strong bearish follow through, or a strong bullish breakout and strong bullish follow through. First pivot point resistance level is 120.28. First pivot point support level is 119.47. Moving next to cable, the British pound US dollar, and here we see very small bodied trading down below the 151.68 level of previous support, and that area now holding as resistance for the last two candles. The price rejection from there was quite strong today. The market tested well up above the high of the previous day's candle, and the buyers lost commitment above that 150-168 region, with the sellers closing with control, not strong control, but still closing with control down below the midpoint level and below the midpoint level in the low. This suggests the possibility of the market testing down to the 150.87 level, and if the sellers are strong enough and if they can breach down through there, we have our next support level down at 149.48. Any rally will need to breach up through the 150-168 level that's now holding as resistance, and if we do see a bullish breakout up above there and strong bullish follow through, our next level of resistance is 153.28, very close to the Tenkan-sen indicator. Just a word of caution, this market is looking a little overextended in the depth away from the Tenkan-sen in that shorter term time frame, so something of a bounce and an attempt to find equilibrium in that short term time frame wouldn't surprise. So watching the 150-168 level very keenly, and what we need to do is react to the market. If we see strong bullish activity up above there, and certainly testing up towards the highs of this candle, we then could see the market attempt to retrace back towards that equilibrium. To the hourly charts, and here we saw the market open down below the Ichimoku cloud and the middle pivot point level, rallying to find strong resistance around the first pivot point resistance level and just through the top of the Ichimoku cloud. The breakout up above the cloud was very weak on an indecisive candle, and then we didn't see the strong follow through. We actually saw strong selling coming into the market, selling off to find very strong support for the remainder of the day down at the first pivot point support level. For the news session, the market has opened once again below each of the Ichimoku indicators, so potentially a continuation of the bearish activity in this market. Strong resistance overhead at the moment at the Tenkan-sen at 150-124, and then up at the middle pivot point level 150-148, and with the Kijun-sen trading around the bottom of the cloud around 150-159, we may see very strong resistance coming in at that region. Any selling off the Tenkan-sen resistance could easily see the market test of the first pivot point support level at 150.84 and possibly down to the second at 150.41. To the Aussie dollar US dollar, and here we've seen a change of trend for this candle. The second last one on the chart has completed trading, a white body candle, and the largest white body candle that we've seen for a couple of weeks now. So the buyers are attempting to build some momentum, and the opportunity is here for the buyers off the back of this build of momentum with a larger white body. We have seen the buyers close with control. It's only weak control. We did see the buyers lose some commitment late in the trading day, as evidenced by this shadow on the top of the candle. With the market closing just above 70.13 and the build of upside momentum, a good possibility of a test up to the next resistance level 70.72, but we're likely to find very strong resistance around there with the Tenkan-sen trading in that area, and then just above there at 70.87 we have the Kijun-sen, so very strong resistance overhead. Any selling coming into this market that can breach through the 70.13 level in a bearish manner and then test down through the 60-cent level could see the market eventually test down to 69-cent swing low. To the hourly charts with the Aussie dollar, US dollar, and we saw the market open below the Ichimoku cloud, rally to hold price action up above the Ichimoku cloud, and then went in an attempted sell-off, find very strong support at the Ichimoku cloud to eventually rally up through the first pivot point resistance level. A lack of follow-through didn't see the market trade any higher, and we then saw fairly indecisive trading around that level, with the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen holding as support, and then the Tenkan Sen holding as resistance for the latter part of the trading day. So a very indecisive market by trading between both the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen. For the new session, we've seen the market trading down below the middle pivot point level and then rallying over the next couple of hours to close in a bullish manner up above the Kijun Sen, the Tenkan Sen, and the middle pivot point level. What we want to see here is some strong follow through and a strong bullish close to the next hour's candle could see the market test to the first pivot point resistance level at 70.44 and then possibly to the second at 7.72. Any selling down through the confluence of the support at the around the middle pivot point level with the Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen trading there around the 70 cent level could easily see the market test down to the first pivot point support level at 69.83, which coincides with the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud. The Ichimoku cloud for the next couple of hours is quite thin, so a bearish breach through there and bearish follow through could easily see a test down to the second pivot point support level at 69.50.